I have this thing, maybe because I'm a DJ, so I feel a certain way about. Promoter puts out flyer. Flyer has 7,000 bottle girls.
I don't like the bottle girls.
And the DJ is like a tiny corner in the photo.
Oh no, that's disrespectful.
I feel a way about that. How do you guys feel?
Honestly, I haven't had personal flyers made like that. I've had other people make flyers that I've been a part of, and I never really liked it because I never understood it. I can understand if it's a bottle girl's birthday and they're the highlight of the night, but I don't feel like they should initially be on the flyer, or especially when there's like random people on the flyer that no one really knows about. It's a little confusing.
Yeah,
like,
random
who are all
hostings.
these people? I feel like the initial flyer should be mainly the DJs. And if the promoters want to add in an extra oomph to it, if they want to be on it, that's because they really need to push the night. And sometimes people see a promoter on the flyer, they're like, oh crap, it's their party. Sometimes you could do a weekly party and somebody won't know it's your party until your picture's on the flyer.
Exactly.
I feel like that's mostly like okay for like strip clubs and stuff, but for regular clubs, like people do go out to
I
see
agree
DJs.
100%.
So with me, I battle with that with all the partners that I have, like for multiple parties that we do. And they'll be like, oh, we got to get the girls on the flyer. Okay, cool. But like, really, honestly, it's not even about the freaking DJ. It's just get the party going. Like, put the DJ on the flyer if you want to. If not, like, just put their name, but make it nice and bold so that you could see their name, because you don't want to be disrespectful either and put them mad tiny. Like,
I've seen
like,
those flyers.
I don't
I've
like
seen
those flyers. You got to give, you know, homage to whoever, you know, needs to get it. But at the end of the day, like, I just feel like, why are we promoting all these girls? Like, no offense.
And
you
especially if
know,
you're a
bad,
headlining DJ.
But it's just like, why? Like, why do I gotta put you on this flyer? I battle with that. I never went on that case. For me, just the DJs, the flyer, the information on the party, keep it rolling.
No, yeah, I agree with that a lot, especially because me and Sinead have a party coming up, and we said we want to maybe like have the girls incorporated, but we're like, if anything, we'll make a separate flyer for like the girls, so guys can see what girls are coming. But the main flyer is just the DJs and maybe like really promoters, and if anything, hosts that are like big in the game where people are like, oh, I want to go because of that person.
Well, now I will tell you that there's sometimes that you put the girl on the flyer and a get money guy is like, yo, I want to go to the party. I want her to serve me. And like right there, she didn't even get the sale. Like, you got the sale through putting her on the flyer. That also works. So I get it when my partners are like, you have to put the girls. Like, it's just like, you know,
Because guys are thirsty enough to be like, oh, I want her to serve me.
I want her to, especially if they're young blood, like they just started, baby, they want them all. It's like little sharks. They're piranhas.
That is so true,
Piranhas
especially if
in
it's
the
a new
sea.
bottle girl upcoming.
'Cause they
People haven't
want them.
seen them.
Yeah.
I think, and this kind of ties into this. Another thing that has changed a lot in nightlife is the amount of women that are getting their bodies done in order to fit into nightlife. I think particularly bottle girls and waitresses.
Yes.
Would you guys agree?
Yes.
I think they do it because of the work.
Do you? That's what I was gonna ask you. How do you guys feel about this? Number one, and do you guys feel the pressure, or do you agree that there's a certain pressure of being in nightlife and not getting your bodies done? But wait, I want Sinet's perspective first.
No, because I'm all for like natural bodies. Like I will hire a girl that has no work done.
Wait,
We're all drinking.
Is it shot?
Is it
shot
shot
time?
No, wait, it's shot time.
We're doing a
baby
shot.
shot
We're all
for
doing a
this.
shot.
Natural body gang. I love it.
Okay, she does have something.
But yeah, I'm all for natural bodies.
I have a different opinion.
But there are like a couple of girls I've worked with that it's been like they've been working with me for like 2 years now that they are considering it, but it still doesn't like disregard the 2 years that they did without it. I just think that now it's like a personal decision that they just want to like feel better with themselves. You know what I'm saying?
If they do it for that,
Like,
yes.
yeah, if it's just like personal, because if it's like they got into nightlife right away and they're like, okay, I need to get my body done because I need more customers, that's different. But these girls are like, they've been working with me for like a couple years now, you know? So I feel like it's different.
You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I really feel like a lot of these women that are in nightlife get their bodies done because they feel the pressure
I feel like that's
from
New
other
York,
people.
though.
Yes.
I feel like that's a lot in
It's a
New
New York
York.
thing?
I see it a lot in New York because I see the bottle girls from like Dykeman and all of that, and they're like, oh, mujeres hechas.
Well,
But Jersey, like, wait, I don't know.
Can you let
Jersey
the
is
people know?
different.
Like, we don't really-
Jersey is
Wait,
different.
before you continue, let the people know what mujeres hechas means.
Oh, like women that have their bodies done.
Okay.
Just in case they don't know.
Just in case they don't know.
But Jamie, you were saying?
No, it's true. It's true. Jersey girls are very different. You know, I think New York gives so much pressure because there's way too many strip clubs and there's like way too many. Like it's too much going on. So, but in my opinion, like if you want to do it for you, do it. And feel good about yourself and look good, but don't do it for the wrong reasons because you want to make more money. Like honestly, like yo soy gordita, and that means I'm chubby. So like I'm a chubby girl, but not for nothing. But like these bad girls, like and I look at them and I'm like, Jesus.
I be getting more niggas.
I get intimidated, but still I'm like, at the end of the day, the nigga that you trying to bag, he's in me. Like he's right here.
Lucky I don't got a
and he
shot
wanna
right
be
now.
with me. Like that's like literally I be thinking about that. Like I was like, wow, you know, I really look at her and I'm like, her body's amazing, but the nigga's right here. Like he's trying to talk to me. Like and I don't even care about those things, but it's just like that's where I'm getting at. Like you think because you got a nice body, you're gonna do or make more money than somebody else. Like I don't like that. But if you're doing it for you because you want to feel better, yes, 100%. Go ahead, do it.
Honestly, yeah. I'm sorry to cut you off, but like my one bottle girl, like she's like natural completely, and she brings a lot of customers in, more than like a girl in the club that has her body done. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a personal. For Jersey, I think it's like personal.
Priscilla says she does not agree.
Well, I agree with what you're saying. If they are doing it because they feel like they want to do it for themselves, then I agree with it. Just because some people go to the gym constantly, can't lose weight. Like let's first say, me, I can't lose my stomach because I went from such a big weight to such a low weight and such a fast time that there's just no way. So unfortunately, some of us have that stretchy skin that's just never gonna go away no matter how much you work out,
You still look
no
good,
matter what
baby.
you do. So if I wanna go get my stomach done because I feel like that, then that's because it's something that I've always wanted. I wanna wear a 2-piece, I don't wanna wear a 1-piece. You know, but that's because I feel like that. Now, like we were saying, like I could bag the guy and the girl, this whole situation. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you get your body done. Because they're gonna go for your personality and what you believe in and how you move as a woman if you respect yourself out here.
Beauty is only skin deep.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
Priscilla.
I tell all women, if you wanna get your body done, get your body done for you, not for no guy, not for
Nobody.
nothing. Not get it done because you're gonna look at yourself, you know, in the mirror and say, I look good, and work out while you're doing it because I've seen a lot of girls get their bodies done and they don't work out and then they look crazy in like 2-3 years.
And then they do it again.
It doesn't look right. So if you're gonna do it because of, you know, that you feel like it's something that is gonna, you know, really like boost up what you're trying to already do. But that's what I feel.
So let me ask you a question. This is a 2-part question. Number 1, are bartenders and bottle girls and waitresses required to bring people out to your parties? Yes or no?
Yes.
And we'll start with Priscilla.
I feel like no, because it's our job. But I do feel like if you are a bottle girl, bartender, or waitress, and you bring out people, I'm more likely to put you on every single week because you
It's a
bring
plus.
value to
It's
the
a
table.
I
plus.
like that answer.
That's my answer, literally. Like I say this all the time, and a lot of promoters will be like, "No, they gotta book a table." So like, some girls like, I'm speaking for Queens and Brooklyn, right? So like the promoters in Queens and Brooklyn, they'll
It's
be
talking
like,
for New York City, by the way.
"Thank you." So all right, New York City, they'll say like, "Oh, like book this girl because she books people, and this one she don't book nobody. She's donuts." Like what?
She's donuts.
Literally,
not
donuts,
New York.
zeros, like no clients or nothing. Okay, cool, but it's not about that because our job as promoters is to bring people. So like a lot of people will disagree with that, but I always say it, the fucking host and all these people, like they don't gotta do nothing. The point of a host to be there is just the image. You're there, you have people there. Like honestly, they don't even have to, you're paying them because they're there. Like, okay, when you pay an artist to be there to host, they don't have to do nothing because they get a whole bunch of comp bottles, but they're hosting. It's the image of them being there. You're paying them for that to attract people to come in, right? So it's the same thing with the host. And then it's the same thing with the bottom girls. But other people disagree. And then sometimes I will agree with them where they're like, no, this girl, like, she doesn't pull no clients. Like, but, bro, she's just there to bartend. And she's just there to bottle service. Like,
So Ned, how do you
We're
feel
the
about
promoters.
So I feel like yes, we require it. We require it, but we're not like on top of them about it. Only because like in my eyes, it's like yeah, we're the promoters. We're supposed to like bring people in, but you as a bottle girl, not a bartender, as a bottle girl, if you know what you're bringing in, you'll know what you're coming out with too. Because your friends that are coming for you, you know that they're gonna tip you well, so you're gonna have a good night regardless. That's how I see it. But again, we're not like on top of them about it. We do tell them like at least one thing. If we're having a slow night and everybody's bringing something to the table, it's like a team effort, and you know that you're gonna leave with something too. Bartenders, I feel like the bar people go to the bar regardless. So like it's just weird as a bartender, like hey, I have somebody sitting at the bar. Like it doesn't work like that. So bartenders know, but bottle girls required, but not really like mandatory like that.
Yeah.
You a savage. You a savage on the line.
No,
It's
there's
a
some
team
promoters.
effort.
Some promoters that'll be like, oh, if by 3 hours before the event you don't have at least 2 tables, you're off the schedule. I know promoters.
Damn.
Those are my boys. Like they'll be like, no, you're off the schedule. You don't got shit. You don't got 1 table. Bye.
So let me
Have a good
ask you a question. How do you feel about DJs? Do DJs have to bring people
It
out?
looks better.
Okay, so
It
they
looks
don't
a lot
have
better.
to bring people out, but they have to entice people to want to come out. So like if the DJ that I'm booking isn't bringing the crowd in, I'm gonna gravitate towards the people that are actually producing me money. So I go per time. I don't know if you guys do the same thing. I make sure like I'll go to the bar and I'll be like, what are we at now? What are we at now? What are we at now? Like when my DJs are coming in, opener, mid set, close, and I know who's bringing me what money. If when Frank Roth got on to close 2:30 and to 4, I already know that from 2:30 to 4, if I went up 10, 15, 30% on the bar, I already know that he made the crowd want to spend more because it's the ambiance. Like you're turning up the crowd. If the DJ's not speaking, if he's not, putting the right music, it throws everybody off. I don't know if you guys can agree.
I agree with you. I've actually never done that. That's
I do
actually
that.
very new
I
to me.
do
I've
that.
never done that.
I do that opening, mid, and closing.
I like
I go
that.
to the bar and I say, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? And then I make notes, personal notes. I share it with my partners. Sometimes I don't. But then I'll tell them, like, yo, like, I don't think we should book that DJ because this DJ is like,
Yeah.
Like, okay, the DJ got a name. He's popping. But my sales go down when he gets on set. My sales went up when the DJ that nobody knew was on. So book that kid again, and then book XYZ.
Priscilla, how do you feel about this?
I don't really expect them to bring anyone, but at the same time, like let's say the first and the end of the month is the hardest for a club.
Oh yeah, girl.
So if you're gonna book like a big DJ that day and nothing really happens that day and it's still slow, you gotta switch it up. And unfortunately, nowadays everything's gotten a lot more expensive, and the rate that we pay a lot of these DJs for 1 hour is a lot of money. What most people would make in a whole week of working at their job, 9 to 5. So for us, we look at a perspective of, is it worth it? Is it worth it to come out this much? And sometimes, what if we have to come out of pocket? Thankfully, I think, a lot of us promoters have only a few times where we have to actually come out of pocket. But when we do, it's like, you start reevaluating things and you start saying, if I book a DJ that's XYZ amount of money and he's bringing me 2 VIPs and like 3 tables and he's not even a really well-known DJ, I'd rather use him for this night instead of a really big DJ, because now at this point now we gotta save money for this day because we just lost out. It's all about numbers and what time of the month it is, and you have to be very smart as a promoter when you book people. But I don't expect it. I don't ever
I don't
expect
expect
it.
it either, but I feel like, does your rate match
what you're bringing to
the
the
table?
attract?
Besides like your set, okay, yeah, but like, are you bringing anything to the table?
Yes.
It's not like required, of course, but it does look better.
But when you say not your skill and what you're bringing to the table, what exactly do you mean? Like literal
Like
bodies?
are people like, do they
Coming
wanna
out for
come
you.
to-
Are they
if you're charging
having
me
a good time?
$500, besides like the fact that you have a great set, like do people want to come to see you?
I'll pay $500
You know what I'm saying?
anyway,
Like
then.
people want to come to see you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I just
or
feel
even, like,
you
if a
need to
DJ's
be-
$1,000.
It needs to like, I feel
Is
like
it
it needs
worth
to
it?
match.
But they
Yeah.
don't even need to come to see you. It's how the crowd moves after you get on set.
That's
if they're
true.
vibing and my sales go up, you get it booked.
And they'll
for
come
sure.
again. If
100%.
you're on the flyer, they'll come again too. So
Yeah, because if a person comes or a group comes and they've never even heard this DJ before and they're like, oh my God, I love this DJ. Now what they're gonna do is they're gonna follow this DJ and then they're gonna see. And this is why I also think it's very important for DJs to post a flyer on their page
Yes.
and on their stories.
Yes.
A lot of DJs don't do that now until the point where promoters have to be like, why haven't
didn't
you
you post
posted? Especially when we're paying so much money for the booking. A part, I feel like, of a DJ's job is you should be posting on your at least a week in advance for your people to say, I'm gonna make plans for this week. Oh, I'm going there. I love when DJs post even a week before. Like, I'm like, whoa.
without
Like,
even having to ask.
because that's gonna make me wanna book that DJ constantly more than anyone else.
So would you guys, this kind of like segues into what I want to ask. What makes a good DJ in your eyes? Let's start with
Sorry,
Jmee.
go ahead.
Jesus.
I like picking random people.
I just feel like the crowd needs to vibe with you. It's not about the DJ got the money, he got the chains, and I don't care. You could walk in with 50 security guards, and you play on that set, and it's whack, and my crowd is like, To me, I don't care what set you repping. Like you're nobody. But if you walk in and you do a good set, and people are vibing and you see everybody having a good time and they're just elevated, their energy is great, that to me makes a great DJ. You could be a nobody. Yo, I've had DJs that no one knows them in Queens and Brooklyn, and I bring them out from Carajo Land, from Orlando, from deep in I don't know where, and they're like, yo, like your crowd is vibing with me. They took my number down, like, and they'll get bookings after because they made the crowd vibes.
Word of mouth is a powerful thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely. So then,
I think crowd control, like, number one. And I even thank you to you, like, for your set. Be like, oh, that's an amazing set. Like, we're definitely gonna book you again. I love that because as a promoter, like, we want our crowd to be enjoying their time there, like you were saying. And so, you know, versus somebody that has crowd control versus somebody that doesn't, like, I'm gonna go with the person that, you know, can do that and, like, have the whole fucking club lit as hell. I love that. And they be thinking that as promoters, like, we're just in our VIPs. I listen to everything.
Yes.
I listen to every DJ set.
And whatever
I'll
they're
even
saying on the
I'll
mic.
even tell them, like, I will even talk on our chat, like, this DJ didn't do that good. Like, we want to work with people that have great crowd control and great work ethic that, like, don't come late to their sets and stuff like that. So that's really important. I've literally thanked you, Frank, for, like, I'll be like, yo, that was great.
I don't want to make this about me.
No, it's
but
not even.
I appreciate
But
that.
I thank everybody.
Every time you're on, it's a great time.
Yes, always.
I love DJs that come in. Obviously, like, we're all human beings. If you're gonna come late, sometimes it's gonna happen.
happens.
It happens,
I guess
and
the,
it's
I guess
okay.
The real question, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the real question is, how can a DJ, for any DJ that's watching this right now,
Okay.
how can they get booked by Priscilla?
Okay. So if I've never worked with you before, I usually give people an opportunity to do a free set for me, and then I listen to you, and I go purposely early if I put you on early to hear you. From there, I evaluate you, and if I like you, how much is your rate? Cool, I'll pay you that. Obviously, if it's a little too high and you're not on the radio and stuff, I'm gonna be like, okay, this is not a right price. But as I see someone play and how somebody actually reads the crowd, and it's very important, I feel like, promoters to tell the DJ what kind of crowd they have.
Yeah.
Because that
They
initiates
won't
a
know,
lot.
especially if they're new into that party.
A lot of promoters won't tell the DJ what they're coming into, and they're like, what is this? And then now they're gonna change their whole thing. And it's hard for them because a lot of people don't see the work that DJs put in, the hours that they put in to get new music, put it all together, how am I mixing this into this? And sometimes you guys just gotta go new to it because the promoters don't tell you what to expect. But I feel like a DJ that, you know, tries to get there on time when he's supposed to get there on time, communicates with the promoters, gets up there, reads the crowd correctly and says, I'm gonna play this. Well, that's not working. I'm gonna play this then. Okay, cool. Talks on the mic, interacts with the clubs. They see the bottles come out. They hype up the VIPs. Like, that's what we wanna see. We wanna see a DJ that really is passionate about their job and makes funny jokes in between. We love that.
Yes.
We love that. Dominican men don't cheat. We love
That's not
that.
a joke.
But that's a
random
lie.
shit.
though.
We
That's
love
a
those
lie.
jokes.
That's a fucking
Defending
lie.
himself.
Let me ask you a question, and I'm gonna start with
Every man cheats.
Celeb.
Oh, I knew it.
Top 3 favorite DJs. Go.
Top 3?
I ain't answering that.
All right,
You
so
better answer. You gotta answer.
I'm gonna go with. Damn, this is hard because I have a couple, but I'm gonna
It
go
doesn't
with.
have to be in a particular order, but just top 3.
Can I just have 4?
No.
Yeah, I need 4 too.
I'll give you one honorable mention. How about
Yes, okay, there you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I can have 3 and then 1 honorable.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my honorable mention will be Tori Flo. I've been working with him for like 2 years. He's an underdog. He's about to come up though. Number 1 is Kenny May, another underdog about to come up. DJ Lowe's been working with him for almost 4 years now.
I love him.
Fucking love him.
I love him.
DJ
I
Lowe.
fucking love him and Pereira, and mostly because of his work ethic. I'm sorry, because he had an opportunity to work with another club, a bigger venue, and he said no, that's bad business. And as soon as he said that, I had the most respect for him because he could have taken the booking for more money, bigger club, more people, and he stayed with me, and I love that.
Fire. So now, Jmee.
Yeah, Maria.
It's just so many DJs you want to show
You
love.
guys put me
a
in
lot of
a
DJs.
spot because you know I work with certain
Yeah, I
people.
know I was gonna put
but
you on the
I'm
spot.
gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck, and this is like real. Not because I am with the team. We're not. DJ Bobby Trends, DJ Camilo, DJ Rare Dog. Yo, people really don't understand, but like Rare is really fire. Like the kid is really good, so I have to put him there. And then honorable mention, DJ Lito from Uptown.
Yes.
You know who that
Shout
is.
out to DJ Lito.
You know, that kid is doing his thing. I really got to give it to him. Like, yo, he's really good. He reads the crowd. He knows how to, like, yo, he's on time. And even when he don't got a booking, he be like, let me get on set.
He plays a mean
Go
radio
ahead.
set, too.
Go ahead, baby. Do your thing. Shine.
love
Like,
that.
I love that for him. And I'm really excited to where his career is going. Like, he's really doing his thing.
All right, so we got your 3 and your honorable mention. Now you.
Oh, this is so hard.
I know you gotta do it.
I've worked with so many DJs. I would say I can say number 1 off the top of my head is DJ Camilo. He has, I could say he's the most humble DJ I've ever met that has made it as far as he has. And I really respect him. I respect how he moves with his family on social media, how he moves in this
Right.
industry. And honestly, I feel like all DJs should really look up to him because no matter what setting he's ever been in, he respects himself as a man. And literally, it's amazing. And I can
DJ
say
Camilo.
number 1 from the start, it is not because he's the most popular, it's because what I've seen and what I've experienced in the last few years in this industry. Second, I could definitely say Pereira. Pereira has really come up, and I'm very proud of him. He's a good
Yes.
friend of mine. And I feel like everything he's done is just like, he just keeps going. And it's just so amazing to see someone really not come from a lot and really push in this industry to not knowing anybody and nobody booking him to everybody begging him for bookings now. So shout out to you, Pereira. Third, I would definitely say DJ Lowe's. He's really come up, and I really am excited to see what he has in the future because I just see him going into like great.
Yeah,
he should
Los
be
is
a heavy
fire.
hitter already, but
He
I'm just
should.
gonna say
Los
that.
is fire. Los is fire.
He should be a heavy hitter already. Heavy hitters just, I said that. Fourth, I would say honestly you. And I have a lot. I have a lot of DJs, but honestly, it's so crazy because in the beginning I was like, oh, he's good, he's whatever. But that's when I first started. I really didn't listen to sets. And then I was like, oh, yeah, whatever, Frank Roth, okay, cool. And then over time I was like, yo, he kills this shit.
Girl, he had
and
me
the
30
way,
minutes singing songs.
yes, he
I was
has.
like, what the fuck is going on? And then like, yo, you know this song? It was him.
He has you heartbroken, in love and wanting to go trap outside. He wants you to do like everything within that 1 hour, and it's just amazing the crowd control that he has and the way he speaks to people, and he just gets people so hyped. And every time he comes, I'm like, I'm so excited for it tonight.
But he's
Frank Ramos is
watching the
coming.
crowd because he's like, oh, shorty over here is doing.
I want to have a fifth. I want to have a fifth mention. He's from Shade the Block, but since I can't.
We're only doing 4. We only doing
Shake the Block.
You say the name, don't explain it. Say the name, don't explain it.
Bobby Trends.
There you go. Big shout out to Bobby.
Hold on, Frank. Going back to what Priscilla was
Big
saying,
shake.
like about you, not even because like this is your thing, but like you even did a story or something saying that like DJs shouldn't even be on their phones or like getting drunk behind the set. And like you as a DJ, like you respect your job and you know what you have to bring.
That is the most annoying
I think that's great.
When they get drunk or they're high or whatever the hell is going on, like, bro.
You can't even talk.
I look at my partners, I get him off the set. I don't care who's here, look for a DJ on the floor and have them put their laptop here. Because I cannot handle it.
It's very important to have a DJ on the back end in your party in case.
Always.
We've had people come late and we didn't have any DJ, and after that I was like, nope, we always gonna have a DJ somewhere because it's scary.
Speaking of DJs, why is there a shortage of female DJs on it?
Yo, word.
Again, because this industry is dominated by male DJs, and a lot of female DJs are intimidated, or they feel like oh, I'm not that great. Like even the DJs now, like shout out to Steph Cakes because she's a fucking beast.
Dropper.
she's a beast.
5151 family.
Yes, she's a beast, and I don't personally know her, but she's fire. There's a lot of female DJs that just came in, and it's hard for them, and they have to take like classes and like do like a whole bunch of stuff, and they don't get uplifted by male DJs. So again, it is dominated by male DJs, so it's hard for us to push, and they could try whatever they want, but if they don't have the support, the ladder to get up, they're not gonna be able to go there.
But I feel like even us as promoters, like we should try to like help,
uplift,
and be like
yes,
and like post them like, hey, we're looking for more female DJs besides like
even if it's an opening,
Blue Diamond, like.
Just shout out to Blue Diamond.
Like us as promoters, like I'm willing to give somebody a free set just to like hear you out and see where you'll go. But you have to be willing to like put yourself in that position. So I think that us as promoters, like we should kind of help that like female DJ industry.
I agree. But I don't want to blame the fellas for this. I really don't. I really don't think it's the fellas' fault.
I actually agree with you. I feel like it's a female supporting.
But the girls also suck. Not all of them, but some of them suck.
Then it is what it is.
I ain't gonna name them, but there's a couple that I can say right now.
There are female DJs that aren't good.
They're not.
Just like there's male DJs that aren't good.
They suck.
Just because you're a female doesn't mean that you're a good DJ. Just because you're a male doesn't mean you're a good DJ. Now, I don't want to blame this on the fellas, the shortage of female DJs. Because I feel like you guys are trailblazers in your business. And you guys didn't give a fuck what the guys had to say. You guys said, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, and I'm doing it whether you like it or not. So I think if a female DJ wants to pull up, they're gonna fucking pull up.
Yeah, but Frank, this is new. Like for the last 5 years, that's when we're like really pushing. Like fuck this, fuck yeah, we're gonna do this. Not everybody has that like incentive. Like you have to like really push them.
I don't think you
for
can
them
blame
to get out their element.
You can blame a guy for that.
You can't, but it's very intimidating. If your self-esteem is not high, like you're not gonna be able to go that route. Like you're gonna be like, I'm gonna fail.
DJing ain't for everybody.
And there are things in my life that I feel like I'm gonna fail, and I know that I'm good with whatever I do. But I'll be like, maybe I shouldn't push that way because I'm not gonna make it.
But guess what? There's a lot of shit that you said, nah, fuck that, I'm doing it anyway. And you're still here. Feel me? So I just think it's a whether you're afraid, like you can't blame others for that shit. You gotta figure out a way to put yourself on, like just like I figured out a way, just like y'all figured out a way.
But sometimes people just need like what JQ was to me to be to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like for me to be like, hey, like I think that you could be a really great female DJ. Like how JQ sat down with me and was like, you have potential to be a promoter.
And I'm glad to help any female promoter, DJ. If you want a bottle serve, I've had multiple people contact me, and I've helped multiple people, you know, gain access to this industry, and I don't mind helping as long as they appreciate it. Because unfortunately, sometimes when you help people in this industry, they turn right back around and they think
like,
you can do what
"Bye."
you can do, and they fail pretty quickly. So I feel like now I'm more cautious with my energy of who I share this information to and who I want to help. But I do like to help. It's just that we don't want to get taken advantage of, because
Yes.
unfortunately, a lot of people say, connections, this, that,
Yes, yes.
and they take advantage of you. And I feel like now, when you've had a few years in this, now you're like, ooh.
You're very limited.
You know?
So now you understand why the other person moves the way that they move, and you're like, why didn't you share that connect with me?
And then you understand.
It's because of this, what I'm going through right now. So.
For example, when we all first started, I bet you a lot of DJs didn't follow you. A lot of big DJs.
Oh, girl.
A lot of big
I wasn't
promoters
nobody.
looked at you like, eh.
I was a
But what
side.
happened? Once you started going up, everybody
Me
started following you.
especially. 'Cause
So-
I feel like this was my year, because I was under a shadow for almost like 3 years promoting, up until like around May, my birthday, that I started like being in the scene and posting pictures. That's when people started to know, hey, I've been promoting for like this amount of time, you know?
It's
Yeah.
like that.
Elephant in the room, Frank Roth.